Okay, day 12 wrap up, eating on the starch solution. A little less than 2 weeks, and I did pretty well today. I got up and I made a big batch of oatmeal banana pancakes, and I followed the recipe, and they turned out really well. I did use a little ghee in the pan just to, make sure I had some breakfast. And then I went to meditate, and then I came home and I went down to Gary's to go to church, and I took some oatmeal cookies with me, just in case I needed them during the day, because I was going to be gone for probably about 4 hours, maybe longer. As it turned out, I was gone for much longer. But went down there, went to church, and I had a cookie on the way over, and a little bit on the way back, and then I went out and worked in the garden where Gary made a wonderful breakfast, and he made just a tremendous breakfast. It was, and this was not on the starch solution. This is an incident where I'm at someone else's house, they're cooking breakfast, I'm the guest, and it's part of the deal. So I made a fried egg, he made refried beans, he made guacamole because he had some fresh avocados, or store-bought but fresh, and then he took a really ripe tomato from the garden, and it was so good. And then he had some corn tortillas, soft corn tortillas that he heated up. I had two of those, and salt, pepper, a little hot sauce. It was so good. Actually, I didn't have any hot sauce. He puts hot flavoring in the dish, and it was just perfectly spiced, really good. So then I went outside and I was having green tea, and it was hot out, but I was working and I was picking cherry tomatoes. I have a lot of cherry tomatoes. I got 2 big bags of cherry tomatoes, which I will freeze most of them. And then he went out on a ride on his Rokon, which is like a kind of a big dirt bike. And then I went up into his garden and picked his tomatoes, put them all up in a row next to the shed, which I didn't want to put them in the bucket because that's not always good, especially in the heat. Didn't want to leave them in the bucket. And I also picked some kale leaves and some green peppers and a little bit of broccoli. There was some broccoli. Now the cauliflower's coming up really good. I'm going to have 2 good heads of cauliflower. I did get 1 huge watermelon. I've been eyeing it, and it looked like it was good to go. So I took that home with me. There's still another big one there. And that was about it for the haul. Now my goal today was to process some food. Let's see what happened when I got home. When I got home, oh yeah, after meditation, I had some pesto dish with, red lentil pasta and tomatoes, walnuts, and basil. And so I had some of that cold as a snack. And then, because I was dragging, I'd been out in the heat and I was dragging, I had a cup of black tea with lemon. In fact, I made a cup of green tea with lemon and honey, which is off the diet, but I've been doing that lately. One of the main reasons I'm doing it is because I'm out of my xylitol sweetener, and I can't afford it till I get paid. So that's my reasoning. That's my excuse. So I made a cup of what I thought was black tea, but it was actually green tea, which is not good. So then I added a black tea bag, and it still wasn't any good. So when I got home from meditation, I made another cup, like a real cup of black tea with the lemon and the honey. And I took a brownie out of the freezer, and I warmed it up in the oven. I've been like turning the oven on with the air conditioning. It's not so great, but actually it's pretty cool today, later. So then later in the evening, I just got 2 zucchini fritters out of the freezer, and I cooked them up, and they were good. And then for a later snack, I had some sunflower seeds, which is also not strictly starch solution, because You know, you're not supposed to favor the nuts, although sunflower seeds are a lighter nut. And so I made a lot of zucchini fritters tonight. I was trying to figure out a way to do it with one of my food processors, but the one food processor just didn't go together right. And the other one, I remember, was not good at shredding. So I have a mandolin, and I got that out, and I did a big zucchini by hand, which took a lot of time. And then I mixed up breadcrumbs and a couple of eggs, which is also not starch solution. Breadcrumbs aren't either. A little flour, that's not either. But I have to process these zucchinis, and so, but I baked them in the oven, and they just came out, and they're on a rack right now. And the tomatoes, I had them in a bucket here in the house, and I started getting this terrible smell, and I knew that they were rotting. So I took them all out of the bucket, and I had to throw like a third of the tomatoes out, which was really sad. It's like, that's like a fail. You know, I'm trying to stay ahead of this, but I only have so much energy. Like tonight when I got home from meditating, I laid down and I just wanted to go to sleep. But, you know, then I kind of got a little pep and I got up and at least I did the zucchini fritters and I organized the tomatoes. I took the ones that were rotten and I threw them on the compost heap. So, you know, that's the luck of the draw. It's just kind of the way it is. But, you know, it was a pretty good day. I didn't stray too far. You know, did what I did. And that's it for today.